Good morning, buenos dias, ITA community. My name is Salina and I am here in Madrid, Spain. As you can see by my umbrella, it is raining here. March and April, along with probably November, are the rainiest months here in Madrid. Today is Thursday, and actually I do not work on Thursdays, but come join me for a cup of coffee at one of my favorite cafes. Some of you may know me personally or recognize me either from other Instagram stories or from your newsletter. I am one of your 25 alumni advisory board members. I am 28 years old and I am from Texas originally, and I've been in Madrid for 3.5 years. So obviously I am in love with this city. I did ITA's part-time 11-week online course back in January 2018. I finished the course itself about April, May of that same year, and I joined ITA's partner school here in Madrid to finish my practicum when I arrived in September of 2018. So I did 6 classes, teaching practices, and right after that, I officially had my TEFL certificate. So with ITA's partner school here in Madrid, I got my student visa. It was important to me to focus on improving my Spanish, just for personal reasons. That was always a goal of mine. So I decided to go the route of taking Spanish classes in order to get my student visa. So my first year in Spain, I was taking Spanish classes with ITA's partner school, and I was doing my own private classes. I reached out to my own students, I made my own schedule, and I was working at private academies. My second year in Spain was a little bit different. I was basically the equivalent of a camp counselor. So I worked with students ages 9 to 17. We would travel around Spain and we would do all outdoor activities, which was conducted in English. After the pandemic, I was like, okay, I need something more stable, but I also wanted to continue my education. So I decided to get my master's degree in international education last year, along with doing the ministry program. That's when you're an auxiliar de conversación for 9 to 10 months, and you make a salary of €1,000. So as you can imagine, doing that with that schedule with kids, plus doing a master's degree was a lot, but it was one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had. Now, going on my 4th year here in Spain, I actually teach English online. I work for a company called Open English, and I normally do my classes from Mondays to Wednesdays. I actually don't work on Thursday and Fridays. I actually do something else a few days a week, which I will show you later. Like I said, I am not working today. Technically, today's Thursday. I normally work Monday to Wednesdays online, but here is my little home setup. All right. So pretty standard. Nice big living room. Please excuse the mess. Nice big living room. This is one hallway. Bathrooms, kitchen, room. And all of these are 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. My room is the last one on the left. There are only 4 of us here living right now. This is the famous Calle Gran Via. Very long street, shopping, musical theater, nice tall buildings, lots of tourists. This is one of the cutest cafes, in my opinion, in Madrid. It is right here next to Bilbao Metro. It is called Cafe Comercial, and it is so cute. It's even better on the inside. Great to take some wine, absolutely fantastic to just hang out with friends, have a good time. And this is especially great if you have parents coming to visit. This is a very nice traditional. For your first year, this is completely dependent upon you and what your goals are for your first year. If you want to take Spanish classes to improve your language abilities because you feel a little uncomfortable, then go with Spanish classes. With taking Spanish classes, you will most likely have to find your own private classes. It's not as hard as it seems, I promise, but that schedule of private classes can sometimes be a little more unstable. So it just completely depends on what you want. If you are more concerned about the money aspect, then I recommend going with a program where you work 16 to 24 hours a week, making a salary of about 900 to 1,300 euros every single month. It provides stability, peace of mind, and most likely you'll have a great school. I got my master's degree here in Spain in a town just outside of Madrid city center, about an hour via train. I got a master's in international education. It was in person, and the program was about 10 months long. The course I personally took, international education, was conducted in person over the course of 10 months, but the university does offer programs fully online to get your degree. For me personally, this did improve my career prospects. My undergraduate degree is actually in exercise science, and when I didn't want to continue to pursue that route of going to postgraduate school, physical therapy school, having a master's degree in education really helped. Because for me, I no longer wanted to pursue exercise science or go to postgraduate school in the US. Therefore, I needed a supplement. In my mind, I needed a supplement degree to help me be a part of the career path that I really enjoy and that I really wanted to be a part of. So because it's been over 3 years, I don't exactly remember, but I think it was somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500 euros for the entire year. This fee did not only include Spanish classes, this included help with your visa process, any paperwork that you needed, help finding a job, and also your advisors would help you with housing if you needed it. So for me, this was completely worth the fee for our first year in Spain. I had a total of 8 classes in my master's degree. 5 were conducted in English, and the last 3 were conducted in Spanish. That is specifically for my university and my program that I did last year. There are many universities that offer master's programs that are fully in English. Okay, this right here, this delicious place, this is the second to best taco restaurant in Madrid. If you're craving tacos, Spain unfortunately does not have a great variety of Mexican food, but this is your number 2 spot to go to. Number 1 is listed here. For me personally, no, 1,000 euros is not enough to just live on. It does cover basic expenses, but I love to travel and I love to spend money on experiences as well as food. So I like to supplement my income. I personally like to sit at the 1,500 euro range. Obviously more is better. And in the next slide, you will see a cost breakdown of what it costs to live in Madrid. The one thing on that list that I personally do not partake in is a gym membership. I do not have one. I am personally not motivated in the gym. I prefer to exercise by playing team sports. So what I did when I first got here is I networked and I reached out to other people and I started playing soccer with a big group of people. We are, most of us are native English speakers and we play every Fridays and every Saturday. And I've been playing with the same group of people for 3 years. And it's been a great way to make friends, build a community, and also, of course, to exercise and get your heart pumping. The name of the university where I got my master's degree last year is called Universidad de Alcalá Instituto Franklin, and it's based in Alcalá de Henares, a small town about an hour outside of Madrid. If you are from North America, the easiest way to stay in Spain, short-term or long-term, is by doing either the student visa that gets you to take Spanish classes or the student visa that gets you a part of the ministry program, the North American Language and Cultural Assistant program. Research is your best friend, and also, not to be biased when I say this, but ITA has some of the best free resources that you can use and look up all this kind of information about Spain. It is one of the reasons why I chose ITA as my TEFL program back in 2018, because they have the best. I was waiting for this question. Unfortunately, I'm not going to sugarcoat it because it's not all sunshine and rainbows here. Unfortunately, it is not quite easy. You will have to put legwork in and be organized and give it your all. There are 2 websites that I do recommend. One is specifically for if you are not yet in Spain and you do not speak very good Spanish. I will link that right here. The second one that I will link here as well. This one I recommend if you are comfortable with speaking Spanish and if you are located in Madrid or just in Spain in general. It's best if you are here in person to use this website. The first website, it's much easier. There are many options to where you can instantly book an apartment and get a contract. The second website is a little bit harder because most of the time you will have to go through an estate agency. They make it a little bit more difficult and you have to have a lot of documents to prove you can pay. I also recommend joining as many Facebook groups as possible, especially when it comes to housing in Madrid or just in Spain in general. Many people will have rooms that open up, or they'll have the entire apartment that's going to be vacant soon, and they will post those listings on Facebook pages. No, Open English is just a freelance teaching platform that is done online from anywhere in the world. My visa is a student visa. It is sponsored by a local language academy based here in Madrid. I am required to take classes at least twice a week. My master's degree costs about 4,000 euros. The visa that you get initially at the US consulate is the most difficult and the most time consuming. Once you're in Spain, the process is a lot easier and you can renew it here in Spain. You don't have to go back and forth. The paperwork you need is similar-ish. There are a few different requirements and a few of the same, but the process is a lot easier to renew once you are here. I promised I'd show you what I do with the other half of my time, and here it is. Leo. So I dog sit regularly, at least once a week, for this little guy. Leo, hey buddy. Yeah, it's super fun. I really love dogs. I miss my own dogs at home, so this is a really great way for me to spend time with dogs and also make a little bit of extra money. Very good question. At first, the website that I used that I mentioned earlier, Spot a Home, I did not know my roommates. I did not know who I was going to be living with. I was very fortunate. I booked a room and I got to live with some really, really nice people, and we are actually still friends to this day. So I took a leap of faith my first year, didn't know my roommates, didn't know where I was going to be living. Second year, after I networked and I made a lot of really good friends, I would just ask. I asked around. I said, hey, do you need a roommate? Do you want to live together? Let's do this. And that's kind of how that happened. Glad you asked that question. So this little guy is really small. I'm, again, just the dog sitter, but Madrid is a very dog-friendly city. There's all kinds of breeds, big and small, and it's amazing. Because I did the part-time online course, my whole process I started the TEFL course January 2018. I moved to Madrid September 2018, but I took my time because I needed to save money. Getting ready to close out the night. It's almost 8:30 here in Madrid. Please, if I didn't get to your questions, because there were quite a few, some of them were repeats, some of them were new, please feel free to follow me at my travel Instagram account. I'm happy to answer any DMs. And also you can follow along. I try to post as much travel content as I can. I love traveling. Spain is amazing, and it's also a fantastic gateway to the rest of Europe. So I try to post as often as I can, and I'm absolutely so happy to answer any questions that I didn't get to via DM.